I'm just back from Liberia the week before last, where I met the president and the political parties and civil society and the UN office, obviously. And there's an important transition going on. You know, there will be elections in October. 8 October? No, yeah, October. And the UN is cutting down, and we're confronted with this traditional challenge where a big UN mission will soon be out, and what takes over in a situation where security is fairly good, but there's still unresolved issues that are relevant for sustaining peace that have not been dealt with sufficiently. That's about land reform, it's about reconciliation. And there is, in spite of the fact that this is a very strong woman president, there's huge problems in the Liberian society about the rights of women and sexual abuse, domestic violence against women, etc. So there are issues here that we need to pay attention to, and the question is how can the UN and the rest of us follow that up in a relevant way, and we'll be talking about that now.
Is it a conversion of the mission? Is it really something that becomes purely political and social, and you don't need to have armed peacekeepers, or more training of local police? Right.
Well, the training has been going on, and that's been part of what UNMIL has been doing lately. There's some bilateral programs about training the police and the military. Officially, Liberia has taken over its own security, and UNMIL is basically there to support them with the reduced numbers. But we have a traditional, you know, this has been something that has been discussed in very many of these reports, the Hippo report, Sustaining Peace, and all that, about the challenge of transition from a huge peacekeeping operation until what is then the normal UN country team presence. And in this case, there's been a mapping exercise made where they've mapped, you know, what capacities does the country team have in order to replace some of the key things that on political analysis, peace-building things, etc., that the mission has been doing. And there are gaps. There's still time to cover those gaps, but as always, it's also about financing and about getting the country team to do a joined-up approach.
So the country team basically needs to be beefed up in certain areas.
That's what they would say, and I think that's what this mapping exercise has proven. Especially when it comes to political analyses and the kind of political work that the mission, the SRSG has been doing, good officers, you know, working behind the scenes to make sure that there's pressure on legislature, etc., to move forward. And you know, Liberia will have its first, in modern history, its first transition from one democratic president to another, if things go well. And I think that's what everyone seems to intend on, making sure that these be peaceful and free and fair elections. But you know, it's a challenge for a country that is still struggling economically and politically, and still have, you know, unresolved issues from the horrendous war.
What about this proposed change to the UN development system by the Secretary General? Do you think it'll have any impact? The idea of whether the resident coordinator would be under UNDP or the Secretary?
This is relevant. I agree with you. And for us, Sweden, this is very important because, you know, if the Secretary General is serious, which I think he is, about this whole sustaining peace as being the core of what the UN should be doing, the whole development system should also be geared up to help a country like Liberia not fall back into conflict. And that relates to issues such as, you know, the resident coordinator's role vis-a-vis the country team, etc. And that's all being discussed right now. So it's relevant for sure.
I thought it was in June. You know when he's actually going to come out with it?
No, I don't know. But I don't know. But yes, it should. Yeah, you're right. It should be in June. Yeah, it should be coming very soon. I know they're consulting. We've met with them many times, so I don't know when the report is out. Okay.
Thank you.
See you then. Cheers.